starting today with just our feet hip width apart, and we're going to take a big yawn. So I want you to wipe the backs of your hands up the side seam of your top and then reach the arms up to the ceiling. When you get to the ceiling, I want you to just do some twiddles, and you're really trying to lift up. So twiddles with your hands, do the sea anemones, and then close your eyes, keep the twiddles going with your fingers and slowly lower your arms. Your hands down by your side, and as your hands come past your shoulders and your body and they're dropping down, feel like the top of your head is lifting up through the centre. And then we're going to gently take a roll down, chin onto the chest, soften the knees, relax all the way down, feel like you're hanging from your waist and then rolling all the way back up again. And then start to just twiddle those hands again, fingers on the way up, and open your eyes and let's go again. Wiping the hands at the backs of the hands at the side seam of your torso, reaching up, twiddling those fingers. Maybe a little extra stretch one side and then the other, and then close your eyes. Feel like the top back corner of your head is lifting up past your hands. Hands are drawing down. Keep the twiddling going this time all the way down for that roll down. Keep moving. Be aware of your breathing. All the way down to the floor, soft knees, and rolling back up again. Let's take one more of those. Hands at the side seam, reaching up. Little bit more of a stretch either side. And then really lift that top corner, the back of your head up through your arms. It's like your arms are sort of the rain showering down on you. All the way down. Maybe this time little straightening of the legs and then rolling up. Great job. Okay, we're going to stretch our neck in a moment, but before we stretch the neck, let's just take some nice shoulder rolls. So double shoulder rolls going backwards, followed by some single shoulder rolls. And then let's come forwards with single shoulder rolls. This is just about getting all those muscles warm around your rib cage, and then maybe some double shoulder rolls coming forwards, and then taking some low sweeping figure of eights. And this isn't about my arms, it's about my shoulders, rounding them forwards, pinning them back, rounding forwards. You could take your hands on your shoulders, bring those elbows forwards and back again, same sort of thing, same sensation. And this is all building up to just drawing a figure of eight with the tip of your nose. The figure of eight is in front of your face and it's lying on its side. And again, if you can, close your eyes. So not too fast, not too big, just check it out. Remember, the figure of eight is lying on its side, it's not upright. And then change direction. And you might be getting lots of crunches, clunks, clicks, and that's absolutely fine, perfectly normal. Just be aware of your fingertips lightly touching your legs. And then if that all feels okay, and it will start to ease off, the clunking and the clicking will ease off, just gently turn the head from side to side. Keeping that contact, fingertips to your legs, so that you know that your shoulders and your arms aren't moving. Being aware of your shoulders not following you, not following the head, I should say. So keeping the head nice and still. Again, once this feels okay, move on to another stretch, facing forwards. Keep the eyes closed if you can, tipping the ear, tilting the head from side to side. Tipping the ear towards the shoulder, lifting the other ear up. And this is a classic, this is where the leg, you will feel potentially your fingers moving up and down your legs because your shoulders are joining in. There's not a great deal of movement here. And then maybe staying on that diagonal, just really gently. When I put this class together, I was feeling very sore from my training the day before, first run of class. and I just wanted something that would just get me warm and yeah, just everything lubricated all over. So that's what this class is about today. Great job. We are moving into some ribcage circles. So just clasping your hands, circling your hands around, and just focus on the hands and taking that great big circle. And then change direction. So there's a little bit, I've opened up my feet a little bit wider, knees are slightly soft, there's a slight movement in the opposite direction, but don't go too crazy. And don't worry about the coordination of this. When you want to try and get a little bit more movement in the rib cage, just think about when the arms are forwards, when the hands are forwards, I'm pushing back with my ribs. When I take my hands to the left, I push my ribs to the right, and then when I bring my hands in, I'm bringing my rib cage forwards. Hands to the right, ribs to the left, and it just, the rib cage gently goes around in the opposite direction. If you don't overthink it, it's probably happening anyway. Good, lovely. Bringing the, actually no, sorry, keep the feet wide. Let's go for the hip circles. So remember, imagine your hula hoop. I have a hula hoop, but it's a bit big. Imagine a smaller hula hoop. So you're trying to touch all around the inside edge of that hula hoop and going the other way. Whilst lifting the rib cage off of the hips, creating that space, creating that length in the spine. You don't want it to feel crunchy, you just want it to feel good. Okay, feet and knees together. Fingertips touching your knees. So you're not resting your hands on your thighs, but just fingertips touching your knees. Basically so that you keep your knees at the same height all the way around. Not allowing your back to round, stick your bottom out a little bit. So just keep touching those hands to the knees. And then you're trying to take your knees, both knees, in the biggest circle that you can manage without letting go. So if you let go and stand up, that's going to change the whole exercise. And then when I'm really going as far as I can, there's loads of lovely movement going on in the ankles and the feet. Change direction if you haven't already. Just preparing our bodies, preparing our ankles and knees, especially for any sort of eventuality, which may or may not happen when you're walking along sometimes. Okay, knee circles into some pony trots, but quite relaxed pony trots. I'm just going to go sideways. So up onto the balls of the feet. You might want to just use a wall or the back of a chair for a bit of support here. But initially we're just going up and then lowering the heel. Legs are quite straight. And what I'm thinking about doing, and not on the leg that's the heel that's down, but on the other leg with the heel that's lifted, I'm pushing my toes over a little bit. So I'm getting this nice stretch underneath my instep. I'm going to add to this and just bend the leg that's in the floor, so the heel that's down, and then coming up, lower the straight leg, bend that knee, much tighter on my tighter side, much more uncomfortable on my tighter side I should say, straightening that leg to go up to the top. So try not to miss out. I don't want to be too picky with this, but try and keep it quite accurate with the straightening of the leg in between. So you're going through that stage every time. Great, last part of this, to make it our slow pony trots, we're just going to pop the toes on the other foot. I'm lifting my foot up a little bit, really nicely pointed with those toes, lifting the knee up, lift the heels, lower the straight leg, bend the standing leg and pop the toes. This knee doesn't have to be this high. I've just lifted it up so that you can see it properly. In fact, I should keep it a little bit lower. Again, so I'm using the wall just to help me, because I don't want to have to worry about my balance here. I want to worry about going through every joint, warming it all up, and just getting everything warmed up without that fear of toppling over or without being distracted by a lack of balance. Brilliant. Okay, let's just carry on. So we've pretty much done from the top to the toes. Let's just do a little bit of walking around on the balls of the feet, high up as you can. just up and down your yoga mat, hopefully you've got space, and then on your heels, completely on your heels, waking up those feet, and then the outside edge of your feet, otherwise known as the John Wayne. It makes me feel like I want to do this with my arms as well. John Wayne or the orangutan, I guess. And actually I think that's maybe how they walk, I don't know, but it feels very orangutan-y. Last one, the worst one, rolling in on the inside edge of your toes. Don't do this for too long, but see if you can lift all the other toes up. Notice how everything rotates in, feels like you want to implode as well in that upper body. And then just take some nice normal walks, forwards and backwards. Imagine that lovely straight line down to the centre of your foot. And that should feel, hopefully, quite pleasant now.